Good afternoon, grade 12. Welcome to our lesson for this day, and it is the continuation of our lesson last time, which is about the conic sections. But for this time, it's about the parabola. So, a parabola is the set of all points Q or X and Y in the plane at equal distance from a fixed point called the focus or F and a fixed line called the directrix or D. The line that passes through the focus and is perpendicular to the directrix D is called the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry intersects the parabola at a point called the vertex V. And this is how it looks. So, meron tayo ditong, ito yung pinaka-vertex natin. And it is our focus. Then, itong ating magiging directrix. Yan. Tapos, equal yung mga distance niyan. Ayan. Equal ang mga distance here, then here. Tapos, ito, dito. Ayan. Then, ayun yung mga points. Yung sa Q. We have our point. Next. We note the following. First is, the parabola is shaped like the letter U. It depends kung saan siya naka-open. Kung open upward, open downward, open to the left, or open to the right. The vertex V is the midpoint of the line segment between the focus F and the directrix D. And the absolute value of P is the focal distance from the vertex to the focus. Next. The focus F is not a point on the parabola nor a point on the directrix. F is a point on the axis of symmetry. And we will only consider parabolas where D is either vertical or horizontal. Here is the vertical and horizontal. The axis of symmetry will also be either vertical or horizontal. So, to summarize the different cases for the parabola with vertex V or H and K, we have here are the summary. So, the standard form for the first case, we have x minus 2 or x minus h squared is equal to 4p times y minus k. And the properties, we have the vertex or V, h and k, the focus or F, h, then k plus p, then the directrix, we have y equals k minus p. Then, the axis of symmetry, we have x is equal to h. So, dito sa first graph, we have kapag yung p is greater than 0. So, ito yung magiging graph niya. Open, upward. Ayan, kung mapapansin nyo, open, upward, we have here the focus. Ito yung nakikita nyo to. Focus, then vertex, then yung directrix natin is horizontal or pahiga. Kailangan hindi siya natatouch nung ating, yung directrix, hindi siya natatouch nung ating parabola, which is ito. Ayan. Next, kapag naman yung P is less than 0. So, we have here the vertex. And, dito nyo yung ating directrix. Kailangan hindi siya natatouch. And yung ating focus, kailangan nasa loob siya nung parabola. Next, we have another case. Y minus k squared is equal to 4p times x minus h. So, the properties are vertex or h and k, then focus h plus p and k. Then, yung directrix x equals h minus p, then the axis of symmetry will be y equals k. And if p is greater than 0, open to the right. Ayan siya. Ito yung focus. Kung papansin nyo, lagi siyang nasa loob ng ating parabola. And yung distance niya from here, dito sa directrix, and dito sa focus is equal yung kanilang distance. And kung mapapansin nyo, ang ating directrix ay nasa kaliwa ng ating parabola. Next, pag P is less than 0, so we have the parabola opens to the left. Next, kapag naman yung vertex is at the origin or 0 and 0, 0 yung value ng x and 0 yung value ng y, so that means origin. Then we have the following case. So next, ito yung first case, we have x squared is equal to 4p y. Then the properties, kagaya ng sinabi ko, ang vertex natin ay nasa origin or 0 and 0. Then ang focus ay 0 then p. Then directrix will be y is equal to negative p. And axis of symmetry will be y-axis or positive. So positive y-axis yung patayo. Ito yung patayo. Then yung x-axis yung pababa. So, or pahiga. Next, kapag p is greater than 0, we have the vertex. Ito yung origin, yung kung saan nag-meet yung ating y-axis. Ito yung y-axis, yung patayo. Then, x-axis, yung pahiga. Then, yung focus natin ay 0, then p. Nasa line siya ng y-axis. Then, ang magiging directrix natin ay nandito sa baba, negative. Kasi ang distance from dito sa ayan, dyan, same distance. Next, kapag p is less than 0, we have opens downward. Ayan, yung ating directrix, ito yung ating focus, vertex again, nasa origin, then opens downward. Next, y squared is equal to 4px. Dito naman, same pa rin, origin. Then, the focus will be p, then 0. So, yung x, nasa x-axis na siya niyan. Kasi ang x natin dito ay p, then ang y natin ay 0. Next, the directrix will be x is equal to negative p. Ang axis of symmetry, kapag ang x-axis positive or p is greater than 0 will be ganito, opens to the right. Ayan, kagaya na sinabi ko, nasa x-axis tayo, itong line na ito. Then, ang directrix, hindi siya magta-touch dun sa parabola, which is ito. Ayan. Next, kapag p is less than 0, x-axis, nasa negative. Ayan, kapag negative kasi, itong mga nandito sa side na to. Ito ang ating focus. Then, nasa vertex ay origin. Then, ito ang directrix. So, ayan. Ganyan lang naman sila. So, let's have example. Find the equation of the parabola with vertex origin ulit. And the focus will be 0 and 3. And sketch the graph. So, the solution will be, since the focus is at f, 0 and 3, then p is equal to 3 greater than 0. Kasi, bakit? Ayan o, yung 3 is nasa tayo ito. Yan. 3 is greater than 0. So, kapag p is greater than 0, laging opens upward or opens to the right. So, the focal distance will be 3. And the equation of the directrix d is y equals negative 3. So, paano naging ganon? Titignan natin later. And the equation of the parabola in the standard form is gamit yung x squared equals 4py. Ayan. Gamit itong formula, dun sa mga cases na diniscuss ko kanina, sinubstitute lang natin yung value ng p, which is 3. Saan natin galing yun? Ito, nandito. Ayan. And then, since 4 times 3 will be 12. Ayan. So, ito yung ating equation. X squared equals 12y kapag ang vertex mo ay origin. And ito, since ang p natin ay open or greater than 0, opens upward. Kapag kapag ang focus ay nasa y. So, paano nangyari yan? Since ang vertex natin ay nasa origin, then ang focus natin ay point or 0 and 3, sabi ko laging nasa or laging nandun sa inside ng parabola yung ating focus. Then, magbibilang ka kung ang P mo ay 3, bakit 3? Bilangan natin 1, 2, 3. Then, magbababa ka rin ng 3 kasi equal ang distance nito dito. So, 1, 2, 3. O, saan siya nag-touch? Sa negative 3. Kaya ang ating directrix ay negative 3. Ayan, napansin nyo? Dito siya. Ayan. So, ito niyan yung ating graph. Next. So, another example we have here, the focus 2 and 2. Then, the directrix x is equal to negative 2. So, ipa-plot natin yan. Since we have the focus positive and positive. So, alam nyo naman siguro kung saan ipa-plot yan, no? Nasa quadrant 1. Kasi ang quadrant 1, ang mga values niyan ay positive and positive. So, since ito ang x or 2 ng x-axis, then ito ang 2 ng y-axis, kung saan sila nag-meet, doon natin ilalagay yung ating point. So, itong point niyan ang ating focus. And then, we have the directrix, which is x, nasa x. So, ibig sabihin, dito tayo titingin sa pahiga or sa horizontal line. So, we have here the negative 2. Ayan. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung ating directrix. So, ilan kaya yung distance from focus to directrix? So, titingnan natin. Since, ito yung ating focus, then, ito yung ating focus, then, ito yung ating directrix. So, ilan siya? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, 4. Diba, equal ang distance ng directrix sa vertex, then vertex sa focus. So, para malaman natin kung nasan yung vertex natin, ilan ba? Ang kalahati ng 4. So, 2. So, ibig sabihin, kung 2 ang kalahati ng 4, we have 1, 2. So, nandito niyan ang ating focus. Or, andito ang ating vertex. Kasi, ang distance nito hanggang, or vertex to focus and directrix to focus ay tag 2. So, yan ang ating distance. So, P is equal to 2. Yan. And ang ating vertex ay, we have the x-axis 0 kasi nasa y-axis tayo. And ang y-axis natin ay 2. So, ang vertex natin ay 0 and 2. So, paano natin malalaman yung standard form nito? Yan. Since ang standard form natin dun sa mga cases na binigay ko kanina, kapag ang dito, we have the formula. Kayo check nyo na lang na ang formula ay y squared or y minus k squared, sorry, mouse lang ang gamit ko pansulat, equals 4p times x minus h. Wait, bakit pala ganito yung formula na ginamit natin? Paano natin malalaman na yun yung ginamit natin? Since ito yung ating vertex. Ito yung ating vertex. So, yung parabola natin yan, since dapat nakapaloob yung sa focus, open to the right. Bakit? Kasi nga, ito yung vertex natin, tapos ito yung directrix na hindi dapat matatamaan ng ating parabola and nasa loob yung focus. Kasi kung kapag ito open to the up, matatamaan yung ating directrix, 'di ba? Oh. Ayan, kapag tingnan niyo matatouch siya, 'di ba? Kaya hindi siya pwede. So erase. And kapag naman opens downward, so matatouch ulit siya. Ayan, oh, tingnan niyo, 'di ba? So erase. Ay, iba na erase. So, next, kapag naman open to the left, mas lalo matatamaan siya. Ayun, o. Diba? So, kailangan hindi natatouch ng ating parabola yung ating directrix. Kaya, opens to the right. So, ito niyan yung ating magiging formula. Then, or yung ating standard form. Yan. So, substitute the value of k. Ayan. Ano ba yung ating k? Since meron na tayong vertex, Ito, 0 and 2. So, ang vertex kasi, yan yung H and K, diba? So, i-check nyo mamaya doon sa mga cases. So, we have here, y minus yung K will be, 2. Then, squared equals. Then, 4, ano yung P natin? Ayan. We have 2. Then, yung x natin will be x minus yung 0, which is h. Asan yung h natin? Ito, ayan, 0. So, ay, sorry. Ayan. Ayusin ko lang yung 2. Ay, 0. Wait. 0, ayan. So, para isolve muna natin sila, dito muna tayo. Y minus 2 squared. So, paano ba mag-solve ng ganito? Ay, y minus 2. Y minus 2. So, diba using FOIL method? So, first, y times y will be y squared. Then, yung O, outer, y and negative 2. Y times negative 2 will be negative 2y. Then, inner, negative 2 times y will be negative 2y. Then, last, negative 2 times negative 2 will be positive 4. So, combining like terms, we have here the negative 2y and negative 2y. So, copy first y squared, then negative 2y plus negative 2y will be negative 4y plus 4. So, ito na yan yung ating sagot dito. Next, we have 4 times 2 equals 8. Then, x minus 0 will be x. So, pag multiply 8 times x will be 8x. Then, so, para makuha natin yung value ni x, divide both sides by 8. Kung ano yung kasama ng x, diba? Cancel. So, we have now x is equal to, since y squared divided by 8 will be 1, 8. Kasi yung y, wala siyang kasama number, automatic meron tayong 1. So, 1, 8y squared minus negative 4y divided by 8. So, merong number na pwedeng divide sa kanilang dalawa, which is 4. So, 4 divided by 4 will be 1. And 8 divided by 4 will be 2. Then, copy y. Plus, 4, 8 ulit. So, divide both sides, or divide both by 4. So, we have 1 half. Meron na tayong standard form, which is this. Kasi ang standard form, di ba? Usually, y is equal to ax plus b, or ax squared plus bx plus c. So, dito nyan, since x ang ating value, so we have x is equal to y squared minus, ayan, y plus c. Ito na yung ating standard form. So, figure it out. So, kung naintindihan nyo na yung lesson, just answer the following. Find the equation of the parabola and sketch the graph. So, first, we have the vertex 1 and negative 2 and focus negative 1 and negative 2. Then, vertex negative 4 and 3, and the directrix will be y is equal to 5. Then, the last one will be focus, or f, negative 1 and negative 5, and the directrix x is equal to negative 2. Pero kung hindi nyo pa naintindihan yung discussion, so watch the video again. That's all for this day. Thank you and God bless.